I'm now going to look at percentages into both decimals and fractions. So I'm going to take a first question here of 24%. And I know percent means out of 100, so I can say this is 24 out of 100. And so clearly, immediately, I've moved into a fraction. It's very easy to see 24 hundredths I could easily have written as 0.24. And here I could simplify my fraction 24 over 100. I could say this is equivalent to 12 over 50. And again, I can reduce this still a bit further. I could say this is 6 over 25 by dividing top and bottom here by 2. 24 divided by 2 is 12. 100 divided by 2 is 50. It can be simplified a bit further. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 50 divided by 2 is 25. So my 24% is equivalent to 6/25, or alternatively, I could have written as 0.24. And here, this interim step of 24 over 100, what have I actually done? Well, the over means divide and 100. Now, I want you to remember that. Let's take a more complex problem, 3.5% perhaps. And my interim step again, percent out of 100. So I can say this is 3.5 out of 100. Now, looking at that, that's clearly not a sort of proper fraction like we like to deal with, because I've got a number on the top, I've got a mixed number on the top divided by 100. But thinking about our equivalents, half, if I were to multiply 3.5 by 2, I would get 7. And this time, if I multiply 100 by 2, I would get 200. And that now is a much tidier looking fraction. Casting my mind back to here, dividing by 100, 3.5 divided by 100 equals, and now again we could quickly resort to our 3.5 divided by 100 equals 0.035. And what I could equally have done, this is tenths, this is hundredths, this is thousandths. So there is a link across. So I can say 3.5% is the same as 7 over 200, or it's 0.35. Now let's take a real humdinger. 86.53%. So here we have tenths, hundredths. So I could say this is 86.53 divided by 100. Remember my general rule, divide by 100. If I now say, okay, this is an untidy fraction, what do I need to do to turn this into a more sensible fraction? I could multiply the top by 100, giving me 8653 divided by 10,000, or that's my fraction. If I were to divide 86.53 by 100, this is equal to 0.8653. So as you can see, turning a percentage into a decimal is perhaps the slightly easier thing to do. And when we're looking at turning my percentage into a fraction, what I need to be careful of to make sure it's a sensible, it's a tidy looking fraction. But the general rule, divide by 100.
Okay, Mary, so let's have a look at this one. So solve x plus 2x equals 12. So what do you think you do first?
Okay, well, I want x on its own, so I would put x equals 12 minus 2x.
Okay, so a lot of the time we want to get x by itself, but what we want to do first is get all of these x's together. So can you see anything we can do with this? Get all these together in one place.
Oh, okay, it's 3x, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
3x equals 12. Oh, and so x equals 4.
Brilliant, spot on, well done.